What's up, you guys? Jason Stewart here, CEO and founder of Epic Fighting. I'm here with Victor Rivera, Epic Fighter, and introduce yourself, where you come from, where you train, and what your plans are.
Yes, I come from South Central Los Angeles. I drove 2 hours here to be here with you today.
Oh, you still live up there?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for coming down, man. I appreciate that.
I fought here in the past 3 events for Epic. Scored knockout on the night on my second show. Last show, very good fight with Joey Soka. Very good fight, very good fighter.
He's a beast.
Yes, very tall, I learned a lot from that fight. I learned a lot from the Zach Tenorio fight. Very fast, I learned the importance of timing, and that's what got me the W that night, because
Zach is a beast.
I was getting nailed.
He's a beast with the Beastly camp, where they only produce beasts.
Yes.
And he's one of the more beastly guys of that camp.
Yes.
And that was a big upset.
Yes.
How did you feel going in? Were you confident? Were you nervous?
I was confident. I was calmer than ever. I had my significant other there for the first time. When she'd never been to any fights.
I get nervous just thinking about it. You're gonna face a guy like that, and she's there to watch you for the first time.
I think she's what kept me busy. She kept me busy. Keep my mind off the fight. I knew what kind of fighter Zach was.
Yeah.
I knew a couple of guys that I trained with that fought him, and they were beasts themselves. So for them to go the distance with a guy like Zach,
right,
that already tells you. But what really motivated is the weigh-ins, just the way the weigh-ins went. It lit a fire under me.
Tell us about that. So why did you get so pumped at the weigh-ins?
Yes. So it turns out they had plans for my opponent, and we haven't even fought yet.
What kind of plans?
Title shot for the state belt. Yes.
So he was just had to get through you to get his shot. So he wasn't even, you didn't feel like you were getting the respect you deserved.
No, I feel like they already assumed that I was gonna, just flop over and lose. But coach looked at me. I looked at coach. I'm like, all right, we'll see.
Okay.
We're gonna bring it.
And it went your way that night. So tell us how you got into. First tell us how you got here. So you're not originally from the States.
No,
I'm
from
Mexico.
From Mexico City, Mexico.
You had to get out of Mexico.
Yes.
Some stuff went down.
Yes.
You end up in South Central Los Angeles.
Yes.
And now you don't speak any English. You got a few cousins that do speak English that are kind of making fun of you.
Yeah.
Classmates. Tell us about that.
Yeah.
How old were you and how did that go down?
I was 5 years old when I got here. It was 1996, I believe. It was very difficult. I woke up, went to sleep. My house in Mexico, my 3-story house. My father was an accountant. He had good money. Couldn't find a job after an incident, and just woke up next day in Los Angeles.
So you go to sleep in one house and wake up in a whole other country.
At my cousin's house, I stayed there. I had a tough time bonding with my cousins because of the language barrier. I feel like I was looked at differently by classmates, cousins, family.
And then that caused a lot of fights in school?
A lot of fights in school, a lot of conflicts with my family, a lot of conflicts with my parents. And
then you got suspended?
Family. I would get suspended.
What grade are you in getting suspended?
First grade.
First grade
and kindergarten.
So kindergarten, first grade, you got suspended multiple times. And then you had to go see like specialists, counselors, psychologists.
I would hit kids for no reason.
Yeah.
I just remember a kid told me once he was holding another kid in recess and just said, "Hit him." And I just hit him. I ended up in the office. It was too many suspensions almost every week.
And you said something before the interview that the counselor told your parents the reason you were angry. What was that about?
So the school psychiatrist talked to me. She saw me. She brought me in this room, pulled me out of class, asked me if I wanted to play with any of the toys they had. I didn't want to play. I didn't want to play with anything. I knew something was up here. She concluded that I just needed to say goodbye to my family that I never got to say goodbye to back in Mexico.
Yeah, that whole world, you never got to say goodbye to anything.
No, I didn't say goodbye to anything. Grandparents. Yeah, specifically my dad's family. There's nobody from my dad's family here to this day, so it's just him. My mom's family, my mom's cousins, they're all here.
That's tough for a kid when you got these people that you love and care about and you're used to them.
So we were able to go back for some time. My mom took the psychiatrist's advice. I went back and came back. I got to say goodbye. I got to relive some of the stuff that I left.
Yeah. You feel like it helped?
Yeah, it kind of did, but I
You're still getting in trouble.
I was still angry.
So fast forward, you start doing your first combat sport.
Yes.
What was that, about 16 or so?
16, on and off at 10 years old. I feel like they put me in there to kind of just let that aggression out.
Get the aggression out there.
Get that aggression out.
Relate. Yeah.
Just let that anger out.
And so you start doing kickboxing, and they say that they'll pay for your classes as long as your grades are good. Mm-hmm. Now you got a new motivation to make good grades.
Yes. Growing up in South Central, there's a lot of wrong paths you can go down. Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of that's, especially in the 90s, mm-hmm. A lot of drive-bys, a lot of liquor store across the street, which I still live across the street from right now. The times have changed. It was very bad back then. Drive-bys every day. Playing in the yard with my neighbors was a risk.
Right.
It was very risky. So after school activities, kickboxing, they put me in it. I loved it. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And I was, mainly because I was bullied in middle school too. I was bullied in middle school. I was that nerdy fat kid.
Really? You couldn't tell by looking at you now?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
So you got bullied, you're the nerdy fat kid, you start, taking action, you start working out.
Yes.
And doing what you love. This is where your passion is, obviously. This is the one thing that has your attention, which a lot of times kids never find that thing.
No, they don't.
And they're either getting in trouble or they're staying at home depressed because they don't have that one thing that they have, that passion and the outlet. So that's awesome that you found it. Who knows where you would be, right?
Yes.
So what keeps you motivated, and where do you see yourself going with this fighting game?
I feel like my motivations change throughout my fighting career, and they will and you ask any fighter and they'll tell you the same thing. Mm-hmm.
You always have to find that
spark.
That why can definitely change throughout the course. Yeah. So what is it now, and where do you see yourself going forward?
Initially, it was my passion for fighting. Kickboxing. It was karate, kickboxing, all that stuff I picked up. I would do these little tournaments in auditoriums. I went from that. I met my coaches. They happened to have a MMA event at the same time as traditional karate, kickboxing events. And I met my coaches there. I actually fought some of the guys that are my teammates now. I fought one of them. I fought a few of them actually, and I fought one of my coaches.
Really?
Yes, without knowing a darn thing about grappling. I got in there with a bunch of grapplers just with a striking background. All I knew was a guillotine and the rear naked. That's it. Took an L, of course. And then they met me. I got to train with them. Jasmine Tap Out Queen Pouncy.
Oh yeah.
You guys,
she's a tough girl and sweet. Like
she is good. We go at it at the gym. I met her when she was 12. At the time that I met my coaches, which is her uncle and her father. Mm-hmm.
I've seen them. It's a tight family. It's a fight family.
Tight family. Small camp, but hey, we're getting it done. We're getting these fights in. For the future, my motivation now is I work with kids. I study history with a teacher's option. So I'm working on getting some credentials and eventually teaching as a day job. So I feel like part of my motivation is, of course, kids ask you questions and why, came in with a cut or so-and-so from training. Eventually they find out because some of the staff knows that I do this, and they find out and they're like, "Oh, Mr. Rivera is the fighter," So now I'm just trying to be a good role model for the kids.
Good.
There's not growing up in South Central, there's not a lot of male figures, father figures, a lot of single parents, a lot of broken families. So in a broken community, so it helps. It feels good to be that. It's despite the pressure, I feel like it's just a blessing to be part of the kids' lives, you know, for at least a few years.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they'll develop some kind of passion that I've developed. You know, fighting, get them out of trouble. I see potential in a lot of kids. You know, academically, physically.
I love it, man.
Potential athletes there.
Is there anything you want to say to your fans before we log off here?
Yes. Okay. July 23rd, I will be fighting James Rosas. All right. He's a veteran. He knows who I am. We fought in the same 3 events. We've been in the same locker room. It's gonna be a technical battle. It's gonna be a technical battle. 2 veterans.
I can't wait.
Yes, 2 veterans. We probably have the most fights on the card. We're looking at going pro. I'm pretty sure he is too. And this is as close as a pro fight that you're gonna get.
This is gonna be an
amateur
intense
show.
battle.
Yes, amateur show.
Well, Victor, I appreciate you coming all the way down here.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, check us out. July 23rd, epicfighting.com.
Boom.